Okay folks, so this is a quick update video of our van build. It's been a while since I put a video up, so I just thought I'll show you a bit of progress. You won't see too much in the way of cupboards and things in here at the moment, but basically the fundamentals, the base stuff is all done now, apart from a couple of little bits. So I'll give you a quick tour round. So moving from the front of the vehicle, let's go high up. So we have now got a ceiling cladded. This is a sort of a plastic cladding, like they use in bathroom ceilings and stuff. It's got a sort of a woody texture to it. I don't know if I'll be able to show you that, but basically all that is up, all trimmed around the outside, and as if by chance it was perfect in terms of width, because it actually gave me a full 6 stripes all the way across the van. And so finishes off up here right to the edge, so it's edge to edge, so 250mm each slip. All the lights are in now at the top, the main ones anyway. We have lights under the cupboard, etc. when I come to put the cupboards up. This here is going to be my electrical control panel sitting above the side door there. It's the side door isn't been finished yet. I've got to do a bit of carpeting on that, and also the frame for the new blind there has to be recut, so that bit of ply has to be recut. We decided to go for blinds on both sides. There's a blind there. Curtains are a bit awkward, and certainly in terms of getting full shading, light penetration up, blackout. So we decided to go for blinds. So we've got 2 different blinds there, the same blinds, but one slightly bigger than the other. This one just needs a bit of finishing off on the plywood surround, which I need to recut to get there. So yeah, up above here is a control panel. So far got some switches which are going to be switching for our water heaters, frost protection. Also a switch for the display here, which can have some cameras on the top, so we can see all around the van. And also various other items are going to be switched there. I've got a couple of spares in there as well, just in case I need them. A water level indicator there. We're also going to have obviously the an alarm for the LPG, the Verta controller. We got an iVan controller to go in here, and solar controller and everything, or the control panel for those will also go up on this panel up here. There's our MiFi sitting there. In the corner is the gas tank control, solenoid control. Fuses up there, they haven't moved just recently. But what we did, because of the issues with the light in here with all our switch panels, rather than getting a new set of switches, I made a little flap so that the switches are still in there, and a little voltmeter there. So, but it's hidden behind the flap, so it kills all the light pollution in the main van at night. So yeah, that's coming along quite nice. So the van now is completely carpeted out, apart from that door which I said about. We've got carpet, floor to ceiling all over the surfaces there. These bits of areas here of the wood to actually mount a lot of the cupboards and everything too. These are secured to the ribs of the vehicle all the way down, and also down a bit lower there, so for cupboards and stuff. We've got multiple securing points, as well as in the roof where the ribs go across. I've got wood up there in the various points, basically where these edges are, the ribs go across, and there's a bit of wood screwed in there, so the mounting points will be all in those throughout the vehicle. The rear doors have been carpeted, and also the rear there. Going down the end here, I haven't finished off along the back here yet. as you can see, it's still got some insulation there, and the carpet's not all stuck down. But that's mainly because I'm waiting for some nice weather. It's been bad just recently with all the rain and wind and everything else. I haven't been able to get the doors, keep the doors open to finish that off, so I just need to get down and finish that off. So this area here, not carpeted, that's basically will be covered in a melamine sheet when we put the shower in this area. And then going along down this side here, which is the off side of the vehicle, will be space for our kitchen area, the cooker and the sink, etc. So you've got a little panel here that's going to take behind this area here, these boards here, is a space so I can run additional cables through if I require. A USB and a 12-volt output there, and as per mains. And so that will go down, and you see the wires coming out the bottom there, which some of I've already put in, which need to be connected up, but that will carry on down, and I'll finish carpeting that when I've sorted out all the wires going in. You can see a couple of areas where I've got cables coming out the walls, like this one here. This one is going to be for the cooker, so it's 12 volts for the cooker. LPG and everything, I haven't put the piping in yet for that. But yeah, the floor wise, I have insulated the floor. I've got battens going down and 1-inch insulation in the floor now. I've also got a couple of areas like this track here, which is slightly less insulated, but it goes right across from side to side of the van. And what I was going to do is put a cutout here, and likewise on the other side in the floor. So if I need to put extra wires and plumbing across, this is also going to where my plumbing pipe work for the toilet water, and also a little sink that's going to be in the bathroom area down this end. It will be run underneath the floor. Let's say there's one there, there's one a bit further back, which is this one here, which is available for cables or whatever I need to get from the other side, which I haven't routed yet. Just to give you a quick look, these here are the panels where the access the rear lights. That's all carpeted with the insulation I think behind it as well. So but you can get to the light bulbs by unscrewing that, taking that off, and pulling a little bit of insulation out, and you get in there, so it just makes it more snug in here. So yeah, basically the fundamental stuff is all done now. I have built a set of cupboards which I put up here initially, but I wasn't happy with the size of the wood, so I had to go for a bit chunkier ones. So at the moment I've taken that down temporarily, but it didn't take me long to build those. So once I start getting fitting out, it shouldn't take too long to put the interior space together, the cupboards. The bed will be sitting underneath this window, or the chair to start with. It'll be a pull-out bed, so it'll come across from that window, and it'll fill this area up coming across here. This gives us a 6-foot bed with in this corner or area here will be another seat which will open up to fill this space here. So with the pull-out bed from over this side here coming across, comes about 2/3 of the way across, and the last third is carried out by this side smaller seat on this end, which will pull out to form the bed. So yeah, that is on order, so that should be here soon, and that will give us our fundamental starting point for the cupboards down this side here. So this side here will have a small cupboard at the bottom here, just to give us a bit more open feeling. Then it go into a wardrobe area, and then the fridge. And this is coming out of the wall here is the power for the fridge. This is a cable I put in just in case I need it, so it gives me 12 volts underneath the seat area. At the moment we've got this sheet hanging up, which is screwed to the cupboards out there. This is when we take out the van without before it's fully fitted out, to give us a bit of privacy when we put the loo in this bottom corner, where it'll eventually be anyway. But yeah, we could just I'll just secure that upwards, and it gives us a bit of privacy when we're doing that. So yeah, at the moment it's coming along. I'm currently aiming for about September to finish work and start our travels effectively. So got a few more months yet, working on it. Just need a few bits. I have had to change my plan for the underfloor bits. Where I was going to put the water heater, it won't quite fit, so I have to shift that a bit round. So this will be my main sort of auxiliary area. So down here I'll have the heater, which is internal now. The van heater will be sitting down this area. The water tanks are basically underneath. Yeah, so this area here, under the seat and under the cooker and sink area, would also house me batteries. Not as bad as it makes out, because the batteries will be down this end here, which will basically be underneath the seat. I'm hoping to get the batteries in, and also the boiler coming up through the floor area once it's mounted underneath, which will come up underneath the sink, so underneath the seat there. So it's not actually underneath the sink, because the sink is going to be down this end, and then the cooker down here is the plan at the moment. Still got to buy those the cooker yet, as per the fridge, but everything else is coming together. It feels like we're getting somewhere now, basically. Seemed very slow. There's a lot of work in terms of getting all the insulation fitted and these finishing touches put into the base vehicle. Just a quick statement above because this is always a tricky area above the cab here. I'm going to put a couple of uprights either side of this, just to stop things falling down the side. I haven't really decided if I'm going to box in or not, but it might just be an open area where we can stuff things, but we'll see how that goes yet. I haven't really finalised that. Work in progress, that particular area, but it will give us some storage space up there. At the moment it's the ceiling goes right back into where it starts sloping down to the front, and the rest of it will be fully carpeted, hence the spare carpet material sitting up on the shelf at the moment. Still got to finish that. So in terms of the lights, these front four are touch ones, and they're the sort of the warmer light. So this will be our main sitting area down this end. So we wanted a sort of more cozy light down here. So these four, those four there, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Those are the warm ones. They're all touch ones. And you're going back to where the kitchen area is, more of a utility area. This one, you can see there's a switch here, so that one is switched, and this is the daylight, so white light. That'll be supplemented obviously by the lights that are going to go sit underneath the cupboard here, which will also be switched. And then in the bathroom area, because basically from where that sheet is hanging up across will be our dividing wall across to this side here. We've got two lights in this area. One's going to be just around this, or it will be in the shower, and one above the toilet, sort of utility area at the back here. And again, that one's switched as well, or those two are switched on the same switch. So when you go into the bathroom, you just switch them on and they'll all come up. These lights, which are the original vehicle ones, I'm going to fix to the back here. This one's going to be fixed to the back here. I was going to get rid of them, but they're quite handy when you approach the van and open the doors, unlock it to originally get in. It does give you a bit of light, so if you come in around the back, undo the doors, that will come on without any supplementary light, so it could be quite handy. Likewise with the one over here, which was further down the cab, that one will be sitting underneath the cupboard there, so it will be flush into the cupboard, so it will just shine a light. So when we first come in via the side door or the back door, that will light us up so we can switch on the other lights, gives a bit of light for a few minutes. We thought that would be beneficial. So yeah. So, yeah. My next job, as you can see, although it's insulated, these are the original plywood that was fitted just to the van. So they got the cutouts here, which were the tie down points and everything else. So all that's going to be replaced. I've got to go and get some new plywood for the floor, 12mm ply, and fix it all down. Doing it slightly different layout to what it was before, but there'll be a similar piece along the top there, and then 2 other pieces as you come back down the van. One there going across there. No, I'll change that. There'll be one. Let's go up this end. So there'll be one down the middle, which will be a whole panel, 4x2, 4x8, right down the end there. So fill up that area, and then I'll cut another plywood to go up around the wheel arch each side, because basically all this area where the join is then for the plywood will be inside the cupboard areas, so it won't cause an issue in terms of separating. The only join will be, there'll be one join in the walk area, which will be across here between the bed and the seat effectively, which isn't too great, and also in terms of length, but there's no way of doing it without getting a join. But as I say, I have got wooden battens going across here, so it'll, when I actually do it, it'll be split on that batten, so that will support the edges there. Yeah, and underneath obviously the seat in this area here will be all the controls and stuff for the electrics as well. Did I mention up above here, this is our mains electric input. I've put a changeover switch here, double pole, so basically I can switch between external power from hookup, which is on now, and I can switch across to number 2, which will be fed via inverter. So I have a mains inverter under there, but what that does is basically on the incomer it switches between the two, so the output of that basically goes to the fuses and everything in here. So it's only a single set of main sockets and everything I need, which just dependent on that switch, depends on if it's the mains hookup or the inverter, 240 volts. Hopefully it won't need too much 240 volts. There's not much we've got at the moment in that way. It's just to give us that cover, and it is nice, like if you see here, I'm keeping the van warm with an electric heater, although it's turned right down. It just keeps the ice out and the damp out of the van while it's sitting on the drive. But if you take that, when you've got a hookup, you can use mains rather than use the gas as well option. So yeah, so in terms of the cameras for this one, it's going to be 4 cameras on the 4 sides of the vehicle, so we can just see what's going on outside. That came out of an issue we had when we went away camping, and when you hear sounds outside, you don't necessarily want to look out the window, see what's going on. So it shows your presence. You can just turn on the cameras and have a look, see what's going on outside. We're going to use infrared cameras all round, so hopefully give us some sort of night vision, which is when we most likely need to use it. But yeah, I'm happy with progress at the moment. Feeling a bit more like it, and my target's, as I said on previously, is going to be September for us to start using this in anger. So welcome to what might be, or will be, our mini home. Not very homely at the moment, but it's getting there. It does feel more like a home with all the walls carpeted and the roof finished now. I did have a bit of a ad hoc roof with just some boards going across just to give us temporary lighting, but now it's all installed. All the fans are operational, and yeah, it's starting to feel good.